Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong, the SHAZAM TV Spot. Another new TV spot just dropped, and it looks pretty good. Now, I say pretty good because for the most part, it's awesome. Him flying and everything. Some effects like him saving that woman in front of that tractor thing or whatever. It looks very cheap, and I think that's because of the budget is only like 90 million, which is good because if it makes a lot of money, it's going to make a lot of money over $90 million budget. But at the $90 million budget, the other stuff looks fantastic. It looks great. And it looks like it's going to be a great fun movie, and I can't wait to see it. And it's so cool to see Zachary Levi and David Sandberg coming out and in ways joking around, actually, interacting with the fans and people on social media and things like that. And it's nice to see that happen. Not very often directors and actors will do that a lot. Getting into a movie, but it seems like they're really having fun with it, and that's great. And so, does it look like we're gonna get that trailer that was leaked out, right? Even the one that I think was a Super Bowl movies actually had an exclusive trailer breakdown of that second trailer. And the one I was talking about is the one that everybody's talking about, how a kid is humming the Superman, John Williams Superman score as he's having Batman and Superman fight. So that trailer, what happens to that? Are we still going to get a new trailer? Has that been put on the back burner? Because that was finished. I've seen it, and it was finished. It was all done, but now it's not going to be out. It's not going to show it there for some reason, holding that back. Was it because of the John Williams humming, or was it because of the trailer breakdown that was leaked out and that was not the way they wanted it released? And that's the case, and that's the fault of that scooper, really, who kind of trashed the opportunity for that trailer to come out. And for whatever reason, things like that does happen, where something leaks out and they delay it even further than when it was supposed to have come out. Or when that Avengers trailer accidentally leaked out, Marvel decided just throw it out there. It's already out there. Let's get our version out there, as opposed to a very shoddy shake cam thing. So I'm wondering if that will be the case, or what's happening with that. But in any case, the new Shazam trailer did not drop. The one that was leaked out, or the one that had the trailer breakdown, instead there is this new TV spot, and Shazam is coming out April 5th. But before then, there's another Captain Marvel movie, if you will, and that's Marvel, right? Marvel's own Captain Marvel movie. This is a prominently a DC channel, so this is probably the only time I'm going to talk about this. But Captain Marvel's thing has kind of shaken up even the DCEU side, because we've had Zachary Levi and David Sandberg getting involved with this whole Captain Marvel debacle. And for David Sandberg, it's mostly people saying he's trolling to the fans, the Captain Marvel fans, and MCU stands are actually getting mad at that as well. But he's just playing around. He's just joking around, and he's a kind of funny guy. Zachary Levi, however, actually came out and, well, let's take a step back. If you don't already know, you probably do. They had that whole Rotten Tomatoes thing debacle, where people were signing in, or I don't know if they were signing in, but they were clicking not interested in the want to see area, and that thing went down from like 90 something percent all the way down to today. It was like around a 27% actually wanting to see it. And that's all because of Brie Larson. That's all because of the backlash of when she went on stage stage or and talked about, and I've seen the video where she talked about how Wrinkle in Time came out, and she's not interested in listening to 40-year-old white dudes, and that movie is catering to a different audience. And then things about how she wanted critics to have not just white dudes as critics or something in the press junket, something along those lines. But when you actually listen, and she clarifies she doesn't not like white dudes, but I think it's just how you said it, and that kind of it was bad. I mean, in a way, she could have said it in a way where it's like, I'd encourage females and females of other race and cultures to actively be a critic, actively apply and actively be critic. But instead, she decided to shoot down the white males. And that is actually sexist and racist. You can't get around that. That is a sexist and racist comment, whether she intended that or not. But it came out, and that just, it was a domino effect, and it created such a stink. And then, it had this effect right now. Well, we'll see if it actually really did have effect, because people could just be signing in and saying, I don't want to see it, not interested, and most of them might be people, but some of them might not be. We'll find out when the box office comes out. If the box office comes out and it's a very low opening box, because right now they're saying it was like 180 to 120 million dollar opening weekend. If the box office comes out, opening box office, and it's like really low, then we'll know that those are real people that literally coming out and saying, we don't want to see this, we don't want to back this movie because of Brie Larson as her character. And then she has always been, and I've joked around it, she's kind of a little bit of a narcissistic kind of person in any case. But I'm going to watch the movie because I want to watch a superhero movie, and I'm interested to see what Marvel has going on. There's not going to be a time where there's the two Captain Marvel movies are coming out pretty much back to back, and I'll be comparing it. Of course I will. Captain Marvel versus our Captain Marvel, which is Shazam. And so I would be interested in seeing that as well. But in this case, I think she should have just if she had worded it differently than saying white male dudes, white dudes, I don't think any of this would happen. It wouldn't have escalated to the point that Rotten Tomatoes even took down this little user rating or user want to see interest, score, if you will. It's not a review score, by the way. It's just I want to see it or not interested. That's all it is. It's not a critic score like how all these media bloggers are saying. And it kind of just made it so toxic. Like, if I had a choice, I don't, I would take out all these aggregate stuff, because I remember back in the day when someone would just watch a trailer and says, hey, I want to watch that movie, and without any preconceived notions of other than your friends who may have watched it first, but like outside people you don't even know, and seeing just a number, a score attached to a movie before you even get to see it. You get these weird preconceived notions, and it may even stop you from even watching the movie. And so it could help the other way to make you want to watch a movie. It's like a Yelp review. But at the same time, it's like you're not able to give your own opinion without looking at someone else's opinion first. So I would love that we live in a society once again where we're kind of blinded as we go into the theater. We're like, I'm going to make up my own mind and see how that compares to everybody else. But, I don't think that's ever going to happen, as there's a lot more aggregate sites and stuff like that out there. But it is interesting to see that this come to pass. And it is kind of unfortunate to see it escalate to this level that even Rotten Tomatoes had to take down some scores and stuff. But I say good. I hope the whole thing comes down, really, to be quite honest, so that you can make up your own mind when you get to the movies to watch that movie. But that's Captain Marvel, and I'm looking more forward to Shazam. That's because I'm a DC guy. If you can tell, I know there's Hulk there, but I'm more into the DC flavor anyway, and so Shazam, DC's Captain Marvel, is the movie I'm really looking forward to. Now, you just get into the Snyder Watch a little bit. Now, I tweeted out something today that was really crazy, and I am kind of really shocked that the amount of retweets and likes it is. I just literally put it out there. I saw it today, and that was that whole Eli Snyder saying that total optimism, good things are coming soon. This was all covered in the video before this one. And, Gerson Barrera just posted that out, right? And so he posted that picture out about Eli Snyder. The thing here, it says, he commented, he's saying, this is huge news. Better than the Oscars. This means something more than just an S. It's all we have. Release the Snyder Cut. #hope. And Zack Snyder liked it. So I'm like, so I tweeted out, so slightly freaking out, #release the Snyder Cut. And there was you guys responded, everybody. I was like, I was away. I went to work and I didn't check anything. I went on Twitter and I'm like, wow, I didn't expect that response. I didn't expect to be screenshotted and put on batmannews.com, comic book resources, comic book now. It just went too crazy for me, I think. But it is interesting to see the amount of people that are still interested in this, and the headlines that these little blogger sites were putting out about Justice League fans hope that this could be traction in the Snyder Cut and things like that. And there's also some people who are also like, wait a minute, let's take a step back. This may not be about the Snyder Cut at all. This might be about Army of the Dead or things like that. And that's true. That could be the case. But I like to mention that Gerson did say in the comment that #release the Snyder Cut. So who knows, right? Who knows? But it just gives you a little bit more hope. But the one thing that it probably does, and he probably talked to his son, is that is his son saying that, hi Joshua, total optimism, good things are coming soon. Whether what those good things are, I don't know. I am hoping. That's why I said slightly freaking out. I'm not like totally freaking out until I see an actual announcement, but it does give me hope. And it does surprise me, well, maybe not, but it does kind of surprise me about how much amount of people, how much traction this little thing had made. And that gives me good hope that Warner Brothers looking at that and saying, there is a definite interest. I'm sure they know. I'm sure whatever's going on in Warner Brothers, they've already decided, and they're just waiting for the right time. The one last thing I want to pull up, and this is kind of interesting, was that Dave Bautista had an interview with Tampa Bay Times. And he said, now there's no quoted data here, but he talked to them and he just mentions that there's a Zack Snyder project for him on the horizon. Now, obviously, we're going to look at his Zack Snyder's next project, Army of the Dead, and that could be the case. He could be in Army of the Dead. And from Donia at Fincherism, she says that when she talked to Zack Snyder, he was saying that everyone wants to be in the movie, and she doesn't really favor him too much because of the whole James Gunn thing, but the fact that everybody wants to be in Army of the Dead is crazy. That's awesome. That means in Hollywood, there is some kind of recognition there, like how people, all the cast, different actors and actresses are saying, I want to be in a Scorsese movie. I want to be in a Quentin Tarantino film. They're saying that about Zack Snyder. He is that level where they're like, I want to be in a Zack Snyder film, and I think that is incredibly awesome. I think having that, besides all the different fandom and all this toxic critics and bloggers, that in Hollywood they respect him enough to want to be in his film. They have him on almost a level of Tarantino, Scorsese type level, that they want to be in that type of film, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy that he's wanted that way. His projects, or people are looking forward to his projects. I mean, remember when it literally said Zack Snyder is back out, he's gonna do Army of the Dead. Oh my, it was trending. And when Zack Snyder trends, you know something's up. You know, it's not like some other smaller directors where they start. Zack Snyder trending, it's like, that is like cultist level and Tarantino, Scorsese level, and I can't be any more happy. I can't be any more happy for him. That is so awesome, and like everybody else, I can't wait for the next Zack Snyder film. But anyway, that is pretty much it for tonight. I just wanted to get that out of my system about the whole Shazam Captain Marvel affair. Very interested to see what's going to happen with that. It's how this whole thing actually really does affect Captain Marvel's box office. That is interesting, and I can't wait to see more Shazam. I want to see the monsters. I want to see the effects on those creatures. You know, the 7 sins. I want to see what that's like, because I'm kind of iffy on the effects. So, a lot of them is great. That one little thing I saw today in that TV spot wasn't that great. So I'm just wondering, is there still time? April is a long way, you know, in terms of, you know, working on a project. But I'm very interested. I'm very optimistic about it, and I can't wait to see it. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.